What if I told you that looking effortlessly polished has nothing to do with effort and everything to do with systems? Most women think that they need more products or more time, but in fact, they're missing basic grooming foundations. In this video, I'm showing you essential grooming rituals that will instantly elevate how you show up, whether it's at work, social events, or whether you're just running errands. These aren't just beauty tips, they're confidence foundations that will help you look as polished on the outside as you are accomplished on the inside. And I'm going to share something controversial later, why I wake up at 5 a.m. and how it's the secret to helping me look put together all day. Before we begin, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel because this keeps me inspired and motivated to show up every week with amazing style videos like this. Hi, I'm Anna Rova, and I'm a certified personal stylist who works with successful women who feel completely lost when it comes to their wardrobes. And here's what I discovered after working with hundreds of high-achieving women. Your grooming rituals are either supporting your success or quietly sabotaging your confidence. You don't need extensive treatments or a complete overhaul to implement these rituals, but you do need to stop neglecting these daily habits that are making you feel unprepared or like you're playing catch-up when you just want to look effortlessly polished. By the end of this video, you're going to have a complete grooming system that eliminates morning stress and ensures that you always look intentional and put together, no matter what your day brings. So I've divided this video in 4 different categories. We're going to talk about daily, weekly, monthly rituals, and also upkeep. So before we begin, I really want to tell you that these are the rituals that I've implemented and tested over the years in my life while I was building a 7-figure business, had 2 children, had a family, and a life to live and to run. What I've discovered is if I don't have the time to focus on myself and really put myself as a priority, then everything around me is just not working. Know that as a woman, your energetic disposition and how you show up for yourself first every day influences everything and everyone around you. Okay, so let's start with daily rituals because they're really the foundation of everything that happens during the day, and they build on top of each other to then make up your week, make up your month, make up your year, make up your life. So what I do every day is I have a morning routine. Morning routine is something I implemented maybe more than a decade ago, and it really is the key to me feeling the way I want to feel and setting my day, my week, my month, my year, my life for success, especially as a busy woman who has a business, you have a career, and maybe you have a family like me. This is essential because if I get up in the morning with everybody else and I don't fill my own cup first, my day just becomes lazy, sometimes grumpy, and just taking care of everybody else. I don't want to do that. I want to put myself first and take care of myself first so that I can then show up for my children, my husband, my community, my business, my clients, so on and so forth. So normally I wake up at least an hour before I have to leave the house or before I have to get ready, so to say. And what I do in the morning during my morning routine is I have 4 rituals that happen every day on repeat. Of course, when I wake up, I go have a shower, blah, blah. But this is what I do. The first thing that I do is I drink lemon water, which is basically I squeeze half a lemon into my cup of water, and it just starts to stimulate my digestive juices. And I feel so much better when I do that every morning. But if you don't want to do lemon water, I'd highly recommend just a glass of hot water in the morning. And then what I do is I start my morning pages. So morning pages is a really cool technique that unlocks your creativity, and it's basically a stream of consciousness that really helps you dump out all of your thoughts that accumulated during the night or the previous day on a piece of paper. It's taken from Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. And so I just write free flow for about 10 to 15 minutes. What comes to my mind, normally it's 3 pages, but it really depends on how much time you have. The next thing after that, what I do is I meditate. I meditate for about 10 to 15 minutes, and it really depends on whether I want to meditate just in silence or I want to listen to some affirmations or a guided meditation or anything else. And the next thing I do, I have an embodiment practice that really helps me get out of my head and into my body to feel what I'm feeling in my body. This is an important practice that I've implemented many years ago, and it really helps me process not only what's in my head, but also what's in my body. And it really helps me release a lot of the stuff that I might be carrying from a previous day or from something that happens and start my day fresh. And after that, what I like to do, which doesn't happen all the time, depending on whether my kids wake up super early or not, I pull out a tarot card. So I've had a few tarot card decks through the years, but this is the one that I'm using right now. It's called the Fountain Tarot card. I'm hoping you're going to see this here, yeah? And this card was actually gifted to me by one of my coaching clients, and I really like it. It's really beautiful. It has this like little book inside, and obviously all the cards, of course, the devil was the one that I pulled first, but they have all these beautiful cards and beautiful pictures here, and I just absolutely love it. This is one of my favorite tarot decks I had through the years, and I don't know, I just love this practice. It's really a spiritual practice for me where I pull out a card and I ask a question, and it just gives me that connection with spirituality. Essentially, this is it. This is what I do in the morning before I start to get ready and everything. Your routine doesn't have to be like mine. Mine is quite extensive and it's like a whole hour. But I really invite you to start within 10 minutes a day and think about what are the things that I need to really connect with myself and connect with God, source, universe, or whatever. I found that these rituals really help me be much more aligned with what I want and who I am. They help me really release the stress that's accumulating in my body. And again, I also, by the way, light a candle and I have an incense stick, which is sage, and I also have my crystal. And so I really invite you to put together like an altar. I have a little altar where I have my candle, my crystal, my tarot cards, and my incense. And this is the time in the morning where everybody is asleep, where I actually wake up and I connect with me. And I absolutely love this morning time. Now, a little bit later, I'm going to tell you how to make sure that you wake up earlier. And again, start with just 10 minutes earlier and connect to yourself and then increase it to half an hour. And maybe like me, you'll get to 1 hour as well. After I've connected with myself, actually I do it during my connection with myself. I do my beauty routine. So over the years, I developed my very simple beauty routine. And if you watched any of my videos, you know that I struggled with acne my whole adult life, probably like 20 freaking years. And now my skin is relatively clear and I have a very strict, consistent morning routine with very few products. After I wash my face with a cleanser in the shower, I use a toner that clarifies my skin. And after that, I put a moisturizing serum and an eye serum around my eyes. I spray my face with rose water, and that's basically it. That's my foundation before makeup. And so after I've finished all of my beauty routines and my morning routine, then I get ready for the day. Now, how do I get ready for the day? And these are the tips that I recommend to you. First of all, I get dressed in how I feel like. I'm not the person who prepares my clothes from the evening, although this is a really good strategy to prepare your clothes from the evening so that you're ready and you walk out of the door and so that you don't have to think about it. But for me, I do like to think about it and I do like to get dressed in the morning simply because it depends on my mood. Like, how do I feel today? What's happening during my day and all that. So I get dressed in the morning. And so in the morning, make sure that or actually at night would be best, but I'm just a person who doesn't like to do many things in advance. But anyway, no matter whether you're planning your outfits at night or in the morning, just make sure they're clean, stain-free, and pressed. So you're ready to go and you don't have to spend a lot of the time, especially if you have busy mornings, to press your clothes and think about this. So the ideal scenario is you would think about what you're wearing the next day so that you don't have to waste time. I live in a place where I don't have to iron my clothes that much. But for you, I'd highly recommend that you plan it from the evening and make sure that you have everything that you need. So after I got dressed, I put my makeup on, and I've developed over the years a very simple 7-minute makeup routine. I basically use a BB cream or a tinted moisturizing cream with SPF all the time. And then what I do, I basically use a blush, a cream blush that I can put on my cheeks, that I can put on my lips, and I can put on my eyelids. And I basically blend it in and put it all together. It's just one product that works for my lips, my cheeks, and my eyelids. It creates this beautiful, clean, harmonious look. And then what I do is I put a highlighter on my cheeks. I have a white eye pencil that goes inside my eyelids to create a bright lightening effect. And then I do my eyebrows a little bit, whether I fill them in or I just brush them up with a gel. And basically that's it. I curl my eyelashes, I put my mascara, I have a spray that holds my makeup together, and that's it. Of course, I brush my hair. Hair is really important. I used to be the girl who just put her hair in a bun and walked out of the door, but this has changed for me over the years. And so when we talk about hair, I really recommend, this is what I do. I actually wash my hair and I blow dry my hair and I get my hair ready the night before. This has really saved me time because honestly, I have a lot of hair and my hair is really long and I need to take care of it really well. And so it takes me about half an hour to actually get it all done. And so I do it in the evening. I also wash my hair twice a week maximum. And I use dry shampoo in between when my hair starts to get greasy. I use dry shampoo to really help me maintain my hair. Now, in terms of products, you might be asking me in the comments, what products do you use? I can definitely recommend you the products I use, but I think that everyone is so individual. And when I watched all the YouTube videos about grooming routine and products, it made me feel excited. And I honestly spent thousands of dollars on recommended products only to find out that they don't work for me. I don't want to recommend you any products. If you have questions about what I use specifically, let me know and I'll put it in the comments. And if I have a lot of comments about this, I will put that in the description. But know that it takes trial and error. And so you need to find your own product that works for you, and don't always trust what's been recommended on YouTube. Because, for example, I bought all of these root lifting products and whatever. And then like my hair is completely different from the person who's talking. So actually the better recommendation for products I get is from hairdressers that I go to, beauticians, or anyone else that is a professional that can make me something. And even then, it doesn't always work. So that's what I'd recommend. So after I got dressed, I put on my makeup, I took off my hair, I always put accessories and jewelry. For me, it's mostly jewelry. I have a basic set of jewelry that I pretty much wear all the time. In almost all of my videos, you'll see that I'm wearing the same jewelry. I wear my necklace, I wear my rings, and I have 2-3 different pairs of earrings, and they're all within those basic, clean, timeless jewelry lines. So to say, and this is what I recommend to all my clients when they're building that basic foundational wardrobe, this really eliminates any morning stress that I have about what to pair with what. I just know that I have accessories and jewelry that goes with everything. So I put them on and they really complete my look. So I really, really recommend that you invest in jewelry that will complement your look and will create that finished, polished look. And it takes a second to put it on because you know that you've invested in pieces that go together. And of course, during the day, you maybe need to reapply your lipstick or freshen up your face, obviously brush your hair. So I have a small bag in my big bag. Everyone has a small bag in a bag where I keep all of my toiletries. And when I go to the gym, I have this big bag where I keep everything that I need, from deodorant, hairspray, dry shampoo, and all of my makeup and jewelry that I need through the day to change. So make sure you carry that with you within norms. And I always buy little bottles of everything that I need so that it doesn't take up much space and it's not too heavy. Now let's talk about the evening routine. Evening routine is the most important. Actually, I think it's more important than the morning routine, because if you're not setting yourself up for the day in the evening, then your whole day is not going to be as intentional as you'd like it to be. So the secret to waking up at 5 a.m. is to basically go to bed really early. I go to bed around 9 p.m. maximum. After I put my kids to bed at 7:30 to 8, I take my shower, I do my evening routine, and then I'm out by 9 p.m. This ensures that you have a good night's sleep. 8 to 9 hours of sleep is minimum that I personally need, and it's been researched that women actually need more sleep than men. So sleep is actually one of the most important things. It's the foundation to you looking polished, fresh, and radiant. So do not neglect your sleep. This is extremely important, especially as we age. And so what I do, again, after I put my kids to bed, I take a shower and then I take care of my beauty routine, my skincare routine, which is, again, it's basically the same thing that I do in the morning. It's washing my face with a moisturizer, very gentle moisturizer, specifically for my skin. Then I use, again, the toner, the same rose spray for my skin because it really calms my skin. And then again, I use a night serum that I really like that's been prescribed to me by my beautician, basically. So that's it. Sometimes I use an LED mask. So I've invested in an LED mask now. I've seen results from the LED mask. I have the Omnilux LED mask. I've seen results as I started using it maybe about a year ago. And now I just occasionally use it. And honestly, I don't know if it's producing any results or not, but I still use it. And so after I've done all of that and I'm ready, I normally use lavender oil. I have a lavender essential oil roll-on that I put on my wrists, and I also put it on our pillows, my husband's pillows. My husband loves the lavender oil, so I put it on my pillow. So it puts us into this like calm state of relaxation and getting ready for bed. And so after that, I put cream on my hands and my feet. This is really important for me because I often have dry hands and dry feet. And so I use that cream to make me feel moisturized. And then I get into bed. And when I get into bed, the first thing that we do, me and my husband, we do our gratitudes. Actually, this last year, I started doing my gratitude practice. Before that, I heard about gratitude and gratitude journal, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I've heard about it all. I don't need to do this, whatever. But then when I was at a really low point last year, I was not feeling the way I want to be feeling. I was feeling sad and a little bit depressed and everything. I started to work with someone who really helped me understand how to do gratitude properly, where it's like you think about what do you already have in your life that you love? Who are the people that you love? Whatever you want to achieve or go, you can't go to that place from a place of scarcity. And for me, this is really important. I started doing it first, but then I asked my husband to do it with me. And it's amazing what it can do for your day because you're setting yourself up for success. And then after that, I read my book, either a physical book or a Kindle book, and then I go to bed. That's it. Very simple. So before my evening routine and before, I get home and take care of the kids and then do my evening ritual, it's very important for me to actually plan tomorrow's day. And I try to do it every single day. So I actually take my journal and I start writing down what's happening tomorrow, what I need to prepare, what I need to book, and what's really important. One more important thing that I do that helps me have a good night's sleep and feel really refreshed in the morning is I turn my phone off. I put it in airplane mode, maybe about an hour to half an hour before bed, and I put it outside of my bedroom. So my phone is on airplane mode half an hour to an hour before I go to bed, and it's out of my bedroom. And I found that to be such an incredible way to just wind down and not think about my phone. I very rarely use my phone in bed before sleep. And if I do, I actually can't go to sleep. So now let's talk about the weekly rituals that will really help you stay put together, polished, and energized. So I exercise between 3 to 5 times a week. This is something I started doing about 2 years ago, and it really changed everything for me. And if you're someone who's like, oh my God, I barely get to exercise once a week because I'm so busy, let me tell you, I was the same. I'm still running a business. I had 2 really small children, and it was really a hassle for me. But I realized if I prioritize this, it has to be important and I have to make time for it. I literally had to put myself into the mind and the shoes of a person who exercises every day or almost every day without any excuses. And I've done it. And the results that I see are quite amazing. The next thing also, every week I go do sauna and cold plunge. This really helps me feel rejuvenated during my day, sweat, obviously release anything that I don't need, and really show up and maintain those levels of energy that I need to run my life. And what's really important for me to do during the week is also connect with nature in whatever way I can possible. I live by the beach, so I try to walk at least once a week, ideally 3 times a week on the beach, or just get out of town and really be in nature so that I can connect, so I can breathe and I get out of the hustle and bustle of a big city. So now let's talk about the monthly rituals that I do. So first of all, every month I go and do a facial, and I found a beautician that really works for me. So I actually drive up about an hour to see her back and forth every month. But I find this to be an investment in my skin and how I look and feel. And I get all of my products from her as well. Then, of course, when we talk about grooming, we have to talk about nails, making sure that you don't have cheap nails, making sure that your nails are always clean. And so what I do every month, I go and I do my biab. It's called biab nails. So it's a little bit stronger than gel, but it's not as toxic as, for example, acrylic nails. So this is what I do, BIAB. I'll show it on the screen here. I do my nails in this way. I also, at least once a month, but probably 2 times a month, I do massage. Massage for me is such an amazing way to detox, relax, and just be with myself and completely unwind from everything that's happening in my world. I find massage to be amazing. About 2 times a month, I also blow dry my hair at a salon, which I find to be such a luxurious feminine experience that I absolutely love it. And then I use that, obviously, hairstyle and how I feel about myself when I do it to get me through the week when I have those tough weeks. And then when we talk about weekly habits as well, I always make sure that I hand wash or dry clean some of the delicate pieces that are in my wardrobe. First of all, I make sure that I wear my clothes as much as I can without washing them too much, because when you wash clothes too much, they start to get loose and they don't maintain their form and structure very well. So I try to wash my clothes as little as possible, especially things like blazers and jackets and so on and so forth. But if I do, obviously I send them to either a dry cleaner or I hand wash, meaning I send it somewhere for hand washing as well. So make sure that you really take good care of your clothes and that you also store your clothes really well. Do some research in terms of how to store certain items like leather shoes, leather jackets, fur coats, and so on and so forth, because this is going to really help you make them last longer. And then let's talk about the upkeep. Upkeep is something that I do every 2 to 6 months to a year. So first of all, I obviously take care of my hair. I go every 2 months to either color my roots, color my whole hair, or like do a trim. It all depends on what I need. Then, of course, there is medical appointments like dentist checkups and all the other checkups that I need to do. I do them every 6 months to a year. So I really make sure that I obviously take care of my health. And if something is bothering me or whatever, I go and check it out, or I just do the upkeep as well. And then, of course, we all have those beauty treatments depending on what you do. For me, as you can see, my routines are really simple. I don't do a lot of beauty treatments. Like I've done my laser treatments and I do upkeeps every year. So I go and I do laser on my legs and my armpits and whatever else I do so that new hair doesn't grow out and all of that. And the other things, of course, if we're talking about upkeeps, as you rotate, seasons come and go, make sure that you clean out your wardrobe, you edit your wardrobe, throw out the pieces that no longer serve you, that are not a good fit, that are wrong size, that don't suit your lifestyle anymore. So clean out your closet every 3 months. Organize your closet, your wardrobes, your kitchen. Every few months or so, you also need to inspect your handbags. Maybe you need to wash them and you need to dry clean them. So just making sure that all the items in your wardrobe are really polished and look good, meaning like they don't look old or like they're breaking down, and just seeing what do you need to update in your wardrobe. So that's a full breakdown of grooming rules that helped me through the years to always look put together and effortless. And I'm hoping that you've learned something. And so I just want to tell you that this doesn't happen for me every single day. Of course, I'm a human and I'm a woman and I have bleeds every month or I have bad days. And so there are some days that I do not adhere to all of the rules that I told you because I'm not perfect. But I'd say most of the time I adhere to to the rules. And when I started to implement these and really focus on myself and put myself first, because most women, especially mothers and wives, they actually put themselves last. And I've completely revamped this mindset for me. When I put myself first and when I schedule all the things that I need to schedule, the evening routine, the morning routine, and all of the grooming rituals that I've shared with you today, my life completely transformed. I became calmer, I became more confident, I became more giving, and I became more loving. Instead of going around being all stressed and making everybody basically stressed around me, everything changed for me. And if you want support around your grooming habits and your wardrobe challenges and your style goals as well, I invite you to join my community. I have a private styling community full of successful women just like you who really want to elevate their life. We don't want to stay where we are. We always want to develop and we want to grow. And we want to make sure that our presence of how we show up in the world and our wardrobe and our style really supports our goals and the accomplished women that we are. So make sure to check out the link in the description. In the description as well, you find the link on how to book a call with me if you're interested in working one-on-one with me as your personal stylist. So make sure to check that out. So inside this community, besides the support of the amazing community and me as your personal stylist, you also find different shopping guides that I have and brand directories to the clothes and the items that I recommend, depending on season, body shape, your outcome, and really all the resources that you need. I also have a foundational style course called How to Find Your Signature Style that will really help you identify your style, how to dress for your body shape, your colors, and really how to put together an incredible wardrobe that works for you and represents the successful woman that you are. So again, check the link in the description. And before you go, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, because again, this keeps me really motivated and excited to show up every week with amazing style videos like this for you.